Hello everyone, and my name is Marcel and welcome to this video. No rainbow Ferris wheels, that's right. Because we can only build one of them. Also, holy crap. We started off strong. Thank you for the 25 months and the 29 months, Carrie and Major Geeks. And then 3 subs from Humblehops. And 5 subs from Kangi. So, thank you both very, very much. Get that high train going, baby. Woo! That's what a proper streamer should say. Hey, another 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Major Geeks. Here we go, baby. Another 2 envelopes. I've never seen this many gifted subs in this short time. I mean, I've had one person give like 20 before in one go, but that was not at the very start of the stream. Like, we're 1 minute in, or 5 if you count the intro. That's ridiculous. So, thank you all very much. And, yeah. Oh, thank you for the 10 months, Claude, as well. This dude beats scenario using a single land tile. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna beat Amity Airfield using just 2 path pieces and nothing else. Well, and the fancy plugin. That only replaces actions I could do manually anyway, but will be way too much work. One person, you mean Slime? No. That was Neri, actually, who I think gave 20 at once. I think my brother did at once, too. A while ago. I don't think Slime's ever given more than 5 at a time. But he's done it very often. I hope Slime comes back soon. He was here last stream, actually, for a bit. Lurking as well. Hey, thank you for a gifted sub, Claude. Okay, so. Amity Airfield. We all know this scenario. And it's quite tricky. 3,000 guests in 4 years. And what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try beating it without using duplicate rides and without ads. Now we just keep going. Thank you for another 5 gifted subs. Moving Fortress. Pretty much everyone just has a sub now. How many have we gotten? 5, 6, 11, 16, 21. This stream only. Rainbow trains on the right. Yeah, we can do that. Work doesn't know I'm here. Oh, I'm about to beat my last record for a hype train. Oh, thank you for the bits, Claude. I don't know what my last record is, but it says that I'm about to beat it. We can reach hype level 6 with another 8 tier 1 subs or 3,700 bits. And apparently we get a emote reward for reaching level 10, but that's never gonna happen. And I don't really care much about an emote anyway. Oh, my all-time record was 34% level 8. I don't know what we're on right now. Well, we're not even on level 6, so we're not that close. Anyway, Amity Airfield. So, very first thing we want to do, we actually gotta act a little bit quick, because we do need all the time we need. So, we gotta start off by immediately getting some guests. I'm just gonna make it free for now and build a ride. Because we will need all the guests we can ever get. And as fast as we can get them. Because we're not allowed duplicate rides. This is our one and only space rings. Thank you for the 100 bits, Seal 7. Any contribution is of course welcome. And we also can't duplicate the stalls. Now, what is so difficult about this? Well, the thing is, you need 3,000 guests, but the soft guest cap with all the rights will only be like 2200-ish. And that's not 3000. So we need to get quite a few more guests than the soft guest cap. But we can't advertise. And now we can actually, soft guest cap isn't 0 after you're over the guest generation is not 0 if you have more guests than the soft guest cap. It only gets divided by 4. So you can technically do it, but it's going to be tricky. And during that explanation, we got another 6 gifted subs, and we get all kind of notifications constantly for all kinds of stuff. So, I just keep going. I don't know what they're for. Oh, it's each individual sub. Does it go individually? Well, thank you for another 5 gifted subs anyway, Magic Geeks. And thank you for the 7 months True Grit. So, we want to generate guests as fast as possible. We can charge $5 now. Yeah, I also need to keep them in the park, so a lot of entertainers. Okay, to be able to immediately charge a lot, I'm gonna build a somewhat intense launched freefall. Oh yeah, rather intense. That means we'll be able to charge like 20. And we also have a decent soft guest cap now. Let's keep an eye on it. Where is it? There it is. It's 140. I like that as well. I kind of want to build the stalls more towards the middle. Oh, also, of course, maximum funding here. And yeah, let's do rides first and then shops and stalls. We do have a lot of stalls though, but yeah, we only have 1 toilet. Yeah, let's build a toilet here. It'll be busy here. Oh yeah, and 1 cash machine. I think I'm gonna make all the stalls free. So that we won't have guests leave because they're broke. And I'll build the balloon stall here. Let's do rainbow. Name the park RCT Jumala. What does that mean? Good evening, Weatherby. Welcome. Isn't that one of the wrong pronunciation of Ronald Weasley's name by Slughorn? Okay, we do have 4 different drink stalls available, and maybe we can also get the lemonade stall. So we can spread those out decently well. Jumala is gold. Oh, how is it? Nice. Oh, Percy's named by Crouch. Well, at least I correctly recognized it as some Harry Potter thing. Okay, let's get this going on a roller coaster. The video I'm working on right now is also all about Amity Airfield, actually. And I just recorded it this afternoon, the voiceover. So it'll be done, I think, Saturday. The thing is, I don't really care anymore about when the videos are done. I've kind of decided to stop with the schedule and just make the videos and upload them when they're done. That doesn't mean I've stopped caring about making videos, of course. But I can just make videos without worrying about the deadline, which means I can focus on whatever projects I want. And I think that makes me more productive in the long run. Oh yeah, we need info kiosks, of course. And yes, I'm gonna make umbrellas free. Everything free. For example, I was like, you know, if I want to release a video on Thursday again, go back to my old schedule, then I would need to record this video at Amity Airfield on Tuesday, but I just couldn't be bothered to record yesterday. So I just wrote another video. Okay, I need another flat ride, because we're almost at the soft gas cap. Sounds a lot less stressful. Yeah, but you know what the main thing is? Because of that schedule, I often ended up not going for certain projects because I thought they would take too long and I would not finish them in time. Which led to me a lot of the time just going for smaller videos, which were not bad. I'm not unhappy with them, but not necessarily the project I wanted to work on. And then about a month ago I said, screw it, I'm just gonna work on this project that I know will be big and I don't care when it's finished. And well, it turns out it took me 3 weeks. Drown guest 69. Yes. I have kept that one in. I think drowning a guest every now and then won't harm us too much. How about we give this one a little bit of a better color? Oh, I quite like that. Yeah, this is an alright color scheme. Save game. Amity Airfield. No dupes, no ads. Alright, an observation tower. You know what? At this speed, I think we'll be done rather quickly. Because at some point I'll have built all the rides. And then it's like, there's nothing to build. Or decorate, I guess. But I've already built 3 flat rides. Well, 3 gentle rides, 2 trail rides, and a roller coaster. And it's only half April. Doesn't matter if we're done early, we'll just do something else. You should build a monorail cycles, a car ride, a tram ride, and a raft ride and make them dual. We don't have a tram ride. We don't have a car ride. We don't have a monorail cycles. And we don't have any water rides. We literally don't have any of the rides that you want. We do have the mini helicopters, which is kind of similar, but it's very, very slow. Hey Hoover, welcome. Sorry I'm late, I spilled my coffee all over the bed. Well, you missed the sub rain. We got like 1 billion subs gifted to the channel, which is of course fantastic. I've always quite liked this design. With all the trees. you know, it's very gentle Glen-like. So I'm gonna build my own custom one. Mini helicopters can actually look very nice if you do them right. Doesn't that go for literally every right in the game though? I just realized, now turning up the volume, that the coffee must have spilled into my phone speakers. Oh, that sucks. I think if we have time left, Max, I'll go through some old saves again, because that's always a lot of fun. Ever heard of the hard line? We do get it, right, at some point. I believe you... I mean, I've beaten it with only hard lines before, or something like that, but I'm not sure... I'm not sure if I cheated it in. Well, we'll see. Oh, you mean like making it look good? I have seen good-looking hardlines. You know, you can make a hardline look pretty nice by, you know, putting these on the sides. Then if you put some, yeah, a bit like mechanical-like stuff. I believe it was Charles, who once made a rather nice-looking hardline in a park of his. And I recently saw one on, I believe, the subreddit as well. I saw it somewhere, and I think it was the subreddit. Thank you for the follow, APT2B. By the way, you don't actually need to have your rides tested and statsed. You don't need to have stats for them to count towards the soft guest cap. By the way, it doesn't actually matter how fast we build our rides. Because, you know, let's say we build them all in the first 2 years, and after that the guest count eclipses the soft guest cap and will have slower guest generation. There's not really a difference between that and having the slower guest generation. No way, there is, of course. Because if we get to above it with a slower guest generation already, then we can't get above it again. So yeah, we do need to hurry up and build our rides as quick as we can. And they're all going to be custom designs. I'm not going to be like just plopping down some... Yeah, research time is a different bottleneck. So actually, hang on. I should do roller coasters first, because they give the most. Hmm. 5 tiles so that the fill capacity fits on there. Oh, we're on 470? How is this 470? Well, it means we're... I thought we were close, but yeah, it's only 309. So fine. I cannot type easily on the iPad. Oh, I know. I hate touchscreen typing. Also, let's charge some more. 40. Well, wait, can we charge 40 for this? Let's do 30. I think we can easily charge 40, but I don't want to risk anything. Does different operating modes count as duplicate? I mean, we get what we get here. We could technically, like, we could do the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 method and go with not grouped by ride type. That gives us 3 of these. So it gives us, I think these give 80? So it'll be 160 more here. And then another, like, 40 more here. Up and downwards line. That is very much the same ride type. Let's first see if we can do it with this. Okay, how about a lay down coaster? I have a physical keyboard on my tablet, but when casting to my TV, it won't go into landscape, so I can't really use it. So, you have a keyboard for your tablet and you can cast it to the TV. Sounds like the tablet is not doing very much there. Thank you for the follow, Matty. I ordered an adapter and for more USB ports so I can finally stream soon. Yay! By the way, I'm absolutely terrible for missing streams. Because, like, I know when Max streams, so I'll catch his streams now, but I don't usually get the notifications. Even if I do get an email with a notification, I don't check my email that often. And I have my phone on silent always for notifications. Not necessarily for calls, but I don't like getting buzzes for notifications. So yes, please do tag me on Discord. Because I do remember the last stream of yours I watched and it was relaxing. Yeah, you had a very soothing voice. Similar to what people sometimes say about my voice. Thank you for the prime sub, the Desi ass. Desi ass. I'm sure it's your best asset. Let's see, does this work? No. It was more just me freaking out about finally beating the first coaster building scenario. If I remember correctly, the one I watched was Dynamite Dunes. Maybe I watched more than one, but I do remember specifically watching you play Dynamite Dunes, which is not a coaster building scenario. But yeah, I mean, if you need help building, you know, beating any scenarios, then I will, of course, be able to. Ah, you beat it with custom coasters. Put the stream moment of maxing your agenda. I mean, I don't need to watch every stream. If you know, if I'm in the mood to watch a stream, or if I'm like, oh, you're streaming, yeah. But sometimes I'm just working or doing other stuff. There's currently not a single thing that not a single piece of entertainment that I always watch at the same time. Every week. You know, you have some people who will always watch the game on Saturday, or who always watch me, for example, a streamer, once or more times a week. I don't really have that. Of course, I have the speed skating, which I will always watch, but that's not nearly every weekend. Learning to build your own custom coasters is absolutely the best, by the way. Like, that's my advice to anyone who's right now still using pre-builds. There's nothing wrong with using pre-builds, definitely not. But learning to build your own is not only so much fun, but, you know, I've built these on flat ground, because Amity Airfield is flatter than a pancake. But even if you don't do it on flat, especially if you don't do it on flat ground, you'll be able to build a much bigger variety of coasters and a much bigger variety of spaces. Because you can just, you know, build your roller coasters wherever, on whatever hills, whatever mountain, in whatever tiny space. And it's fun. Okay, we've got all these now. We've got these. I just hate the technicality of it with test requirements and G-forces. I mean, if I'm honest, those are not really that bad. Like, most test requirements are not high. Wait, did I already have the... No, I had the donut shop. Like, the vertical drop coaster, I believe, has a drop requirement of 10 meters. Which is... like this. Or maybe it's like 1 unit higher, something like that. It's not a tall drop requirement. Like, if your vertical drop coaster doesn't have a drop this tall, then it's not really a good coaster. And other than that, it's got like, it needs at least like 2 drops or something like that. Which is kind of like the same. If it doesn't have 2 drops, then I'm really kind of like, is that a proper coaster? The G-force requirement is a bit, can be a bit annoying. Lateral Gs. I like how those exist to punish microcoasters and they're still overpowered. Yeah, you can get around them. Oh. I mean, it does technically make that, but yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. What's the name of the plugin that tells you the soft guest count update? Soft guest cap calculator. Something like that. Well, exactly like that. If you go into the plugin directory and you search soft guest, you'll probably already find it. I also find it really hard to line up at the end of the station. Now that is a proper, is like a thing that I'm like, alright, that's a fair issue to have. Because that is very much like a skill thing, an experience thing. And yeah, I mean, you'll get better at it if you practice. Now we're almost out of money. Oh, by the way, I need to make this all free. Doing same price throughout park is useless because we only have one of every stall. Hang on, did I? No, I did not build this one twice. The game being isometric, it looks lined from one rotation and totally off from another angle. Yeah, that's something you really, you know, you kind of get used to once you practice. What are you gonna call it? I mean, I haven't named the other coasters, so... Don't have a name in mind for this one either. I mean, I could call it something like... Orange Beach. If you like. Ooh, we're gonna get a flying coaster next. Is Max still? No, he's not here. Okay, I'll wait with the mini coaster until Max is back. Because Max is currently dinnering. Ooh, this is a new color scheme. One of the new default color schemes for the bobsleigh, I think. Oh, you're lurking and eating. Well, I'm still not gonna wait I'm still gonna wait a little bit with the mini says. Let's have a drink. Oh, whoops, need money. I love this kind of trick where you do a big helix, then a small helix, and then another big helix. Works both up and down. Increase park entry fee. Oh yeah, I can do that. $45. Actually, we shouldn't do that. Think. Because if some of the guests, if they don't have money, they might randomly leave. Hang on, let me quickly look something up. What's that limit? Gotta check the code. Decide whether to leave park. That limit is £5. Okay. So I'm gonna charge 39 so that they'll have at least 6. Cash machine. Yeah, but we can't guarantee that they'll go to the cash machine. We have one. It's $5. Is it 5 or? Yeah, it's bigger or equal to 5. Bigger than or equal to 5, so 5 counts. The codes with the same track but different trains count as the same ride with different ride. Well, that's difficult, right? Because in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 they're kind of the same ride type, but in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 they're kind of different ride types. So there's not a single answer. Oh no, that's... I said that completely wrong, sorry. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 Vanilla they're individual ride types, but in Open RST2 they're grouped as multiple. The group is different. Although, if you came to me with Open RST2, with Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 Vanilla, with like 2 different wooden coaster trains, I would call them the same ride type. Even though they are listed as individual. So, yeah. You know, it's kind of like these two, especially, because they're both, the trains are very similar. I would say they're just the same ride type, both as being suspended coaster. Okay, we're on a soft gas cap of 845. Well, let's keep building, baby. This morning I reached the year 10,000 in a save file. Unfortunately, I literally cannot show you. Because even though I could reach the year, I was doing it in version 0.3.5, which does not have the new save format yet. So when I saved, it could not save the year, so it kind of it rolled over anyway after 8,192. So I saw the year 10,000, or 10,001, which means for 10,000 years into the run. But I was not recording at the time. Then I saved it and I reloaded it, and it's just said 1809. What I could do is take an empty park, reach it there. And then add it there in. Because reaching in an empty park is quite quick. Doesn't take very much time. You can speed it up rather quickly. Alright. That's another coaster. Finished. You can also just set the date. No, you can't. This thing doesn't go further than 8,192. I mean, it'll save some time. You can start from 8,192. But you can't set it to 10,000. You can also just intercept the date counter in Visual Studio and fill it. I mean, yeah, I could do whatever I want, of course. Could do all that stuff, although I don't necessarily know how to. Ooh, that's bright. We are actually not very far away from having some monetary issues. Will this VOD be on YouTube? Eventually. You know, I plan this weekend on uploading the VOD starting in 2024. So then we'll miss a bunch of older ones, but you know, that'll be what it is. Because I've waited too long and it's too much backlog. But if I upload the one to 2024, like 1 or 2 a day, then we'll catch up. Do you sleep a lot when you don't want to get up? What do you mean? Like, I can't really continue sleeping. I mean, if I'm very, very tired, then sure, but, you know, if I've woken up at, like, 8:30, and I'm just normally awake, you know, not by an alarm or anything, just awake, then I can't just go back to sleep because I like sleeping. I'll stay in bed sometimes, messing about on my phone, sure. But there's no going back to sleep for me. It's not really a problem. So we can build 2 more of these and 1, 2, 3, 4 more of these. Name the monorail Lyle Landley. What does that mean? Lyle Landley. A lamb stew with apricots and various root veggies. Ooh, nice. Oh crap. Was that empty? Nope. How did that happen? It hasn't broken down. Did like a fast car catch up to a slow one? Our park rating is luckily fine. I mean, it's slightly lower than optimal, 812 instead of 850, but it's mostly fine. You know what, I'll just insert a little bit of minimum waiting time. Because it doesn't go very slow anywhere. It must have caught up, that's the only possible thing. 7 seconds of waiting time, that seems like should be good enough. Also waiting for full load, so there's 2 reasons it can't fill, can't crash again. You know what, let's build already a path around here as well. And of course there's some people with loud motorbikes driving past. Because people be assholes. I mean, it's not really a big problem at, you know, a little bit before 9 in the evening. It's a little bit of loud noise, but whatever. But I think like 2-3 days ago, I was already lying in bed. It was past midnight. And I was still awake, so it didn't, you know, it wasn't that much of a problem for me. But there was some real loud asshole with a real loud motorbike revving outside and driving back and forth and what have you. I don't know, I didn't see, I was in bed, but he was loud. That's all I know. Okay, let's build an impulse coaster. Or she was loud, who knows. Women can be assholes too. Women can also ride motorcycles. Yes, they can. Got a water gun with P and show them what you think about loud noises at night. I mean, no. It's not worth it. Also, imagine, you know, filling a water gun with your pee, but then not having to use it for a while. Just having it sit in there, go rancid. It's not the best idea. Hi Pulaf, welcome. Is the bobsleigh named? No. I don't think it is. No, it's not. I mean, yeah, technically bobsleigh goes to 1, but not a custom name. Okay, we'll just go down a unit here. Yep, ba-da-ba-doo. Now I know how to annoy Marcel. Once I get my motorcycle license, I just need to go to Groningen and ride my motorcycle really, really loudly. I mean, if you want to waste your time doing that, be my guest. Honestly, that does really goddamn annoy me. Like, I'm not anti-noise or anything. Oh, well, we're out of cash. We do spend quite a bit on staff, I guess, but keeping the guests happy is important. It's not that much. Please make the cars on the bobsleigh brown. You really want this to represent an intestine, don't you? Fire him for payday. Ah, that's lame. I mean, I could just make this a tiny circle. That's technically... A tiny circle is good enough for the soft gas cap. Your stats will be shit. You know, god awful, absolutely terrible. But it will attract guests. It will attract just as many guests as the best the best compact inverted coaster you've ever seen. Ta-da! Hi Farvey, welcome. How's it been since last? I'm not sure, but it has been a while. I'm not sure how long. But yeah, channel's going well. Can you make the mythical microsus? No. I have no money. We should go for some flat rides because we can afford those. Name the bobsleigh coaster my big intestine. Of course. Yeah, actually, this might become a problem. I didn't think much about this, but... we might be in trouble. Because once we're over the soft guest cap, guests will spawn slower. Which means less income. I really just need to fire all the entertainers. Let's see if we can do well without entertainers. And we probably don't need that many handymen either. I thought about the cash thing. I figured you'd have a plan for that. Well, you know what would have been a good plan? Not building massive coasters. I mean, these aren't massive, but they're still on the more expensive side. The ferry union will be on your ass. Well, I'd like to have a ferry on my ass. Best quote ever. There's a micro compact inverted that works. Yeah, but as I said, it doesn't really matter what stats it has as long as it is opened. It will attract the guests. Ooh, we got the floorless coaster. There's a small design for that works too. Which I don't have available because I currently have my custom tracks disabled. Which is because I did some speedrunning. Okay, can we make the loop with just 2 pieces of booster? Yes! I did not expect that, but yes! Ah, crap. Yeah, we're really barely making any money. We're kind of screwed. And we're also losing money on shops and stalls and stuff. I think part of the... you know, we're good in a way. It's not even the end of year 1 and we already have 1,100 guests. So we're not doing bad in that regard. But we're not making money. We're only gonna lose money from now on. So really the only option we have is to do the dishonorable thing. Do this. And hope we still have enough time. I completely misjudged how expensive stuff would be. Now, let's see if we can still make it. Oh god, the rain. Okay, we got some more of these, right? Which will be useful. I quite like this as a tiny ride, by the way. It works well. It even still has good stats. But yeah, as I mentioned previously, the stats don't really matter. Oh, we just got the drop tower. And we also... no, we did not unlock any flat rides. Or gentle rides. Okay, what's our soft gas cap now? 1315. Alright, not bad. 1360. That's also a thing. Closed down rides, broken down rides, don't count towards the soft gas cap anymore. So it'll kind of fluctuate a little bit. Does a chairlift with only one station give a soft gas cap? If it's opened. If it's opened, anything gives a soft gas cap. But this is the most beautiful chairlift possible. One chair. Going at 14 kilometers per hour, waiting 0 seconds. Anyone named Fred? Do we have any Freds? We do. Fred M. is currently still safe on a ride. Ugh. Chair life. That just sounds like someone who can't ever be bothered to get up from their chair. Gotta be living that chair life, bro. That sedentary stuff. That's the new Sigma Alpha Beta male behavior. Perfectly for attracting the females, am I right? I like how the right of the chairlet is significantly shorter in one other direction. Yeah, this direction is very much shorter. The other direction goes around a bit more. It's 8 seconds to 3 seconds, or 42 meters to 16 meters. Yeah, let's build a monorail too. So we've had all the transport, right? RIP Fred 2024. Didn't Fred already die in 2007? When Harry Potter 7 came out? Such a shame, he was such a nice boy. Wasn't the final battle in 98 canonically? I guess. Something like that. But the book, of course, was released in 2000 something. This is again a very weird transport ride. It doesn't really transport you anywhere. Then again, the guests are not not even using it to be transported. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, we've had all the transport rides. We've had all the souvenir stalls. We don't have a burger bar yet. And we also don't have a coffee shop yet. Let's build some more stalls. We don't have a whatever that is. And then we can build our final drink stall, the hot chocolate stall. Call a minisus Max's Love. I mean, I don't have a minisus, so it's not gonna work. Hey, Marion G, welcome. Okay, we did make decent profit in May. Oh, look at that. We're done with a lot of the stuff. Now back to roller coasters. So we don't do scenery and theming. Did we get any? Hang on. Oh, we got the double deck observation tower. And here we got the top spin. May barely started. Yes. Did I say it has more than barely started? It's Labor Day in a lot of countries actually. But the Netherlands doesn't celebrate Labor Day. It's still kind of a concept that exists here, but we don't celebrate it or anything at all. And what's our soft gas cap? 1590. Okay, we'll be able to continue for another while. Call the top spin bottom spin. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Meanwhile, our Labor Day isn't until September in America. How is it? I had no idea. I think the minis and flying coaster we don't have yet. So let's build a Minisus. Welcome back, Hoover. What exactly were you gone for? Because I don't... You probably did send a message on, you know, hey, I'll be going for this or that, but I must have missed it. Ah, crap, we're out of cash again. I put my laundry in the dryer and got some cereal. Very nice. Doing some chores, doing some actual work. I also did laundry today. I mean, it's not really anything special. But I still did it. Unfortunately, it was the bottom of the cereal bag, so it's mostly just tiny crumbs. Hey, some people in Africa would kill for that. Do you only play RCT? Yes, I do nothing else in my life. I only ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon. No, I mean, I'll stream recently, pretty much actually. You know, I've played other games. Stardew Valley probably the most out of all. Also GeoGuessr a fair bit. I mean, Stardew Valley the most out of all outside of this game. This game has been and will always be my bread and butter. I did a quick test to see if the challenge is possible. Is it? I mean, just from a bit of math in my head, I thought, yeah, it should be possible. It is, good. Let's see. No, not transparency options, go away. Okay, there's actually not that much puke. We'll need to put one handyman on patrol here, though. Your choices for this path for suspended coaster trigger... What? Your choices on this path. What's wrong? What's wrong with them? The one extra corner. Oh, but I'm doing that all over the park on purpose. Like this. It makes it look a little bit less square. Like, for example, here. Or here. That's very much on purpose. Best value park in the country. That means that guests would pay $160 if they could afford it. Call the Minisus Max's Love. I'll do you one better. There we go. It's his fetish. I mean, it really is. Max does have a massive fetish for the mini suspended coaster. Okay, we kind of only got the flying roller coaster left, and then we've built literally every single ride type we have, except some stalls. Does he deny it? No, Max doesn't lie. Max says mini sussy. Yeah, that sounds very dirty. Last stream he mini sussed all over the place and it was disgusting. Now your mind can fill in what exactly that means. You already have all rides. Well, not all roller coasters, but I have all the others. But yeah, there are no transport rides or water rides to research, so it goes rather quick. Is there a limit to the string for naming rides? 31 characters. Ooh. What's wrong? Our park rating is decreasing. Okay, it's just amount of litter. Where is it? Oh crap. That's a lot of litter. It's a huge amount of litter. Oh, hang on. Why are people puking on top of the lift? That's disgusting. Well, that will save the park rating. I told my dad about the ride named My Sex Lives and all my sex life and all the jokes, and he loved it. Your dad has a good sense of humor. Although it is kind of odd that you talk about your sex life with your dad. Then again, I told the entire world about my sex life. So I don't know what's weirder. Is there an observation tower? I think I will. Yeah, it's one of the first rides I built. Talk about your sex life. No, but you told him about my sex life. But if you say my sex life, that's yours. Your non-existing sex life. Hey, it existed. There was a big coaster named it. Oh, we got an award. Hell yeah. We can barely keep up with all the pukies. I think we might need some more handyman. Yeah, we're fine for now. I guess everyone laughs at my sex life. The jokes just keep on coming. And it's kind of great. This is an absolutely horrible looking flying roller coaster. Oh, by the way, did you guys see this? The Nightwish announced their new album. It is called Yesterwinde. And it will be released on September something. I forgot the exact date. Okay, we have literally built every single ride type now that we have available, except some duplicates with the train type. I think we'll need to use those. I'll have to look it up. No, you won't, because I'll show it. This is their new album. September 20th. That's when it releases. It's called Yesterwinde. And it's about time, memory. I mean, Nightwish says it here. Yesterwinde is a fantastic voyage through time, memory, and the better angels of human nature. 3 years in the making, we're thrilled beyond words to share our 10th album with the world. Ugly ass album cover. I don't agree. It's a bit different than their previous album covers. I don't think it's ugly. Please check tower. What do you mean, please check tower? I don't know what that means. Oh, you want to name a ride? Observation tower. Pink iron dildo blinking LEDs. Okay. That's a hell of a name. It's not pink. But okay. Anyway. There's also a track list. Which we see here. 12 songs, which is quite a lot. Yesterwinde, An Ocean of Strange Islands. The Antikythera Mechanism, which is something Greek. The Day Off. Perfume of the Timeless. Sway. The Children of Ata. Something Whispered Follow Me. Spider Silk. Hirath. The Weave and Lantern Light. Now, Yesterwinde, no, the first, I think the Perfume of the Timeless was going to be the first single. They already said which was going to be the first single, and it was going to be 8.5 minutes long. Which is quite long for a single. But I'm very, very excited for this. It's supposed to be a bit heavier than the last album. All the orchestra again. And yeah, it's been a while. 2020 was when we got the last Nightwish album. And I loved it. I loved Human Nature. Yesterwinde is not a real existing word, by the way. It's a word made up by Troy Donackley, member of the band. And it's a bit about realizing that there is a past. That stuff happened. life was just as vibrant back then as it is now. What did we just unlock? Ah, the invert. Drink some water. Good idea. I noticed you use that one a lot, Nisse. You're the one caring about my hydration. Nightwish is unfortunately not gonna tour this album. Which is of course a shame, otherwise I would have gone. But I have seen them live 3 times now, once in 2018 and twice in 2022. And the first time still with Marco as well. So it's not the biggest of deal to me, as I have kind of been fulfilled by their live stuff. I've seen it. And of course would have loved to go again. This will be their first album without Marco Itala, since 2002. It's really curious what that will be like. Marco who? Marco Itala. That's kind of how you pronounce it in Finnish. I mean, in English, I would kind of say Marco Hitala. Well, that's more Dutch. It's Hietala. You're missing an E. Exact. Do you go to concerts often? No, not at all. In the last few years, I mean like a month ago or so, like on March 27th it was, so yeah, about 5 weeks ago, I went to a Bee Gees tribute concert, which was nice, but was more so for my mom. I knew a few songs, but she knew many more. That was nice. Last time before that was, I believe, the Nightwish concert on November 23rd, 2022. Before that, it was the Nightwish concert on November 22nd, 2022. I went 2 days in a row. And I don't know the exact dates before that, but before that I've been to Winter Sun, which is the only concert ever that I've been alone to. Okay, let's build the extra ones we have here. Which was great. I've been to NC Ferrum. Somewhere, I think it was like 2017, 2018. I think 2017. I've been to Frog Leap Studios. Or Lea Moriccioli. She was also somewhere at that time, both with the same friend. And I've been to, before that... Oh yeah, before that, of course, also another Nightwish concert. It was somewhere in 2018. And then I've been... Before that, I think my previous was Queen... No, of Dragon Force. I went to Dockham Open Air and Dragon Force was performing there. That was 2016, I think. So that's 8 years ago nearly. It was in summer. And other than that, Queen, It was January 30th, 2015. Of course, not with Freddie Mercury. He's been dead for a little while. But it was with Brian May, Roger Taylor, the actual Queen. And Adam Lambert, of course. I think before that, I've only had one concert, which was some kind of concert in 2012 or so. It was from the last 12 remaining contestants of The Voice of Holland. It was, I think, in the Heineken Music Hall in Amsterdam. Oh, I forgot. I've also been in, like, January 2020 to one of the Floor Jansen shows. Which was right here in Groningen. So actually more than I think. I was also to a little concert with a few friends. I don't know, it was like, yeah, I think like 2021 or 2022 or something like that. A few years ago. Somewhere here in Groningen, and there was, you know, in a tiny hall, and there's some people performing. I remember them doing, you know, Sweet Child of Mine and all the songs, all their well-known songs. I don't know. I have no idea who were there, but, you know, it was a nice show. Yeah, good concert, but not that many. I don't go to that many shows. I would like to go to Winterson again. They released an album in also this year. And if they tour it, I will definitely see them live. I also kind of wanted to go to Birdie, which is a very different style of music. It's more like pop. And she was actually performing, well, still is performing in Bloemendaal, but that's so far away. And I'm not, you know, I like to go to a concert before, but it's not like... I would have gone there if it was Nightwish and that was the closest, but I'm not that big of a fan of hers, you know? I'd also like to see Baby Metal live. They're going to do a show in June or something. I don't know if I can find anyone to go with me, though. I saw Baby Metal, it was great. Oh, nice. I watched some of their songs live, and of course, you know, I've been a fan of them for a while, but you know, I watched some live performances, and they were really good. I think Baby Metal opens for Priest in June. Really? Opens for Judas Priest? Because hang on, let's have a little Google. Baby Metal tour. This is a headline show as well. So... I'm not sure about... Because AFAS Live, that's Amsterdam, by the way. Why does it not say... Like, Nuremberg is just a place, I think. But yeah, this is a headline show. I wouldn't mind going to this. I mean, this looks awesome. Is there still room left? Yeah, seems to be. 60 bucks. It's not that cheap. I've gone to cheaper concerts, but it's not that expensive either. It is, of course, again in Amsterdam, which is easier to reach for me than Bloemendaal, but still not close. Those are expensive. I mean, have you seen the Baby Metal show? It's not... They're not just standing there and just singing the songs. It's got massive lights and fireworks, I think, and all that kind of stuff. It's a very big production. That's so cheap for concert tickets. I wouldn't necessarily call it cheap. But it's not that expensive. But Nightwish is always more expensive, of course. But I think the Bee Gees tribute concert was way cheaper. Although I'm not sure, I did not pay for that. I paid 30 to see Dragon Force. Yeah, I think Dockham Open Air, the festival where I saw them, was not that expensive as well. I only went for a day. I don't like festivals. Like, I went there for a day. So I arrived at 5 PM after work. And then I left at about midnight. So, that's just kind of like, it's a bit more than a concert, but that's sort of just like a concert to me. So more than just Dragon Force. But the whole idea of sleeping there in a tent and all that kind of stuff, just... I just would so not like that. I don't have anything against it. Like, if you like it, sure. Whatever. Alright, we got another coaster done. Let's do this one. We can do this one nice and cheap. You don't like camping? I do like camping. But I like camping when you don't necessarily do very much during the day. And I mean, you can have a nice walk or visit the city, but that's not exhausting. And I like it when it's, nice and quiet in the morning, not in the middle of 10 million other people. And of course, if you like that, then you like that. Lots of people do. That's not for me. Welcome back, Max. While you were gone, we discussed you mini-sussing all over the place every time I built one. Will it make it back? It will! You can also now build one of these. Which I can just do that, and it works. That is a functioning chairlift. It's got 0.00 excitement. But it's a functioning chairlift. And no, it's not duplicate of the other one, because it's got different cars. Like, they're different ride types. They count as different here. Which means we have... I think only the compact inverted coaster still to do. Oh, and these, and this one. So what's our soft gas gap right now? 2220. So we got 2 more coasters to go. Yeah, I named the mini-sus, this. What's up, Natty? Welcome. Is it really a chairlift if there's no elevation change? I mean, lift you from one place to another. Does a lift necessarily have to go up and down? What's the definition of a lift? Oh, Snapple. We have yeah. We have pukey problems. Am I a lift? No, you're cute, Conradable. That's different. Doing good, just been lurking while working on my Rick anti this month. What is RCC? Right Creation Contest by Dirklink? For my first Dirklink contest, I legit made a 7 pink mini-says. Nice. Oh, but that's the verb to lift. I'm looking for the noun lift, Kangi. We got still a few pukies, but we can't afford too many handymen yet. We can though, once we've built all the rides. Do we have this one already? No. Well, we do now. And I think we've all got all the stalls now. No, except that one. A platform or compartment housed in a shaft for raising and lowering people or things to different levels. But what about horizontal levels? You know, if you change your Euclidean plane, if you shift that 90 degrees, this is a lift. So, checkmate atheists, that is a lift. Yeah, we need this one still. What about next dimension? I mean, yeah, in the fourth dimension, everything's a lift. Because if you have a two-dimensional thing and you apply a fourth dimension to it, it will always go up and down in that fourth dimension because of the way that the Euclidean plane melts, you know, it kind of transforms from the third into the fourth. And then Newtonian laws of motion work a little bit different. And that's how you get the vertical displacement. Getting picked up by someone who brings you someplace is also a lift. That's a good point. You get a lift from one station to the other. What about this one though? This one doesn't go anywhere. Now I know who to ask for help with my math homework. First off, that was physics. Mostly. And secondly, it was all bullshit. I just said some random physics-like words. So, I mean, to be honest, I could probably help you with your math homework. Math was one of my better subjects. Thinking about the fourth dimension is really, really interesting though. Let's say you have one dimension. That's a line. A line is one dimension. And then you want to turn that into 2 dimensions. That is a plane. And you can turn it into a 2 dimension by imagining a line that is 90 degrees to the other line. So basically just 2 lines that cross at 90 degrees, and that's your plane of existence. And then you can put in another dimension by just doing that again. You have your 2 lines that intersect at a 90 degree angle. Then just get another line that intersects those 2 at 90 degree angles. Then you have your third dimension. And that's easy, right? You can imagine that. You know, that's your, if you have like a graph with an x-axis, a y-axis and a z-axis, then you have 3 lines that are all at 90 degree angles to each other. But, and you know, we can imagine that, because we see in 3 dimensions. But what about the fourth dimension? Well, really easy. Simply add a 4th line that is 90 degrees to all the other 3. Doesn't really work in 3 dimensions. But that's how you make the 4th dimension. Similarly, some kind of being that exists in just 2 dimensions will not be able to see or detect a 4th or a 3rd. Okay, now we only need to do 1 more suspended swinging coaster. And I think then we have built all the coasters we have available. A 4th dimensional being could see inside you, see everywhere inside you all at once. Yeah, something like that. From 2D you can detect the 3D passing through. What does that mean? You will see some lines getting wider. I don't know what you mean with that. Because RCT is a 2D world, 2-dimensional world. Then something like Legend of Zelda could be a 3D game. No, this is a 3-dimensional world. I mean, it's isometric view, which is kind of sort of like 2.5 dimensions, but this world is definitely has 3 dimensions. Now, hang on, let's... you know, let's get a little bit of paint going, because it's kind of interesting. You know, this is a 2-dimensional plane, right? And this is a square, because Max is right. And this is my heart that you want to steal inside the square. If you are outside of the square, then there is no way for you to get in. Because it's locked in a square. But I am right now sitting in front of my screen. You are watching it in front of the screen. You can reach out, put your finger on my heart, and kind of, you know, if it was lying in there, you could kind of pick it up without ever needing to disturb the square. And you could pick it out of a locked box, because we can see in the third dimension. And that works perfectly fine. There's nothing to pick out. That's a 2D. No, but if it was actually a 3D world, but they could only detect a 2D world, right? Because then it would also kind of extend upwards into 3D, but, you know, kind of like, you know, hard top of it, and it's kind of like a 3D thing. But they wouldn't be able to see that. But we can see that, and we can pick it up. Also, another thing. Let's say you have a one-dimensional being. And that one-dimensional being is living on living on this line. And it can only, what's a good color? Pink, I guess. And it can only move back and forth. If we now take this line and curve it in the second dimension, aka a very distorted circle. Hang on, let's make it a slightly better one. Okay, that's better. Then this being is still living on it. But this being cannot see the curve, because it only can see in one dimension. It can only see that way and that way. But if it will go one of the ways, it will eventually reach back on itself. That line's already in the second dimension. I mean, you know, imagine it being infinitely thin. If it goes only one way, it will get back to the same point. And it might recognize, and it'll be like, huh, I only went in one direction, yet I still came back to the same point. How's that possible? Well, because there is kind of a higher dimension that it cannot detect, but we can. And you can kind of do it again, but then make it a sphere in 3D. And what some people think about the universe is that the universe, you know, we see it in 3D, right? All the planets and whatever, stars. The universe, what if that's curved in the fourth dimension? But we can't detect that. We are like this being. We don't detect if we go around the curve. So the idea is that maybe if we just go one direction forever and ever and ever in the universe, then we might just end up at the same place because we've curved around it, but we can't detect the curve because the curve is in the fourth dimension, and we can only detect 3. That is a possible idea. Yeah, all data shows it's flat. But that is, you know, or was, I guess, one possible way that the universe might exist. And it's all very interesting to think about that. But yeah, what I was thinking earlier about, you know, a line is one dimension. If you want to add a second dimension, well, there you go. If you want to add a third dimension, imagine this line coming out of the screen. And it's 90 degrees between, you know, this is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees. They're all 90 degrees, right? A fourth dimension goes 90 degrees to all of these. We can't do that, we only have 3. But in a fourth dimension, you can do that. And then a fifth and a sixth and so on and so on. Okay, we're losing money because we're no longer getting enough guests, I guess. I need to finish this ride though. It doesn't need to be good, I just need to finish it. Hang on. Haha. Also, thank you for the sub, Solius. And the follow, Lemeown30. Yeah, I watch a lot of science YouTube, just like Max, so a lot of this stuff, is stuff I kind of learned from that. Right. We need a longer train. I mean, technically it will attract guests if it's like that, but I'm not willing to accept that. This should be long enough. Okay, what's that video linked by Mary and G? Carl Sagan, Flatland Animated. It's probably one of those videos indeed that explains that kind of stuff. It was one heck of an educational rabbit hole. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it might have excessive lateral Gs. Yeah, it does, but you know, it'll be fine because stat penalties. And you know, I'm sure I did not explain it entirely adequately, you know, entirely every detail correctly or whatever. But it's kind of the idea. I'm pretty sure I got the idea just, you know, right. How did path issues? I love this stuff. I enjoyed it. I knew you would, because you're into that shit. Oh my goodness. You explained it fine, I thought. Nice. But it's really weird, right? Because you can easily think of of adding a second dimension to just one dimension, and you can think of adding a third dimension. You can't think of adding a fourth. Yet there's no reason it shouldn't be possible. And there's a lot of mathematics and physics that you can quite simply extend to a fourth dimension. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that, except we can't imagine it. Hang on, so we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 29 stalls here. How many do we have? Oh, we only have 25. That means we're missing 4. Oh, we got a lemonade stall. That's one that we missed. I think we don't. Yeah, we don't have a pretzel stall. Or a pret stall. We're still also researching new roller coasters. We're actually getting quite close to 3,000 using these kind of, you know, different car types. Which may not be entirely fair for the challenge. The other day I saw an article of an acoustic analogy of a black hole, the biggest one ever made, and how they detected an analogous Hawking radiation from it. Really? I mean, honestly, that sentence is kind of a bit above me. I'm like, acoustic analogy of a black hole? I've kind of heard of that, but... There's a deep fried donut stand. Well, we have a donut stand and we have a fries stand, so... There. So if you mix the two, you can get your deep fried donuts. Do not expect me to talk physics or what I thought was math on my stream. I mean, it was kind of a little bit of math too. So, you know, you weren't entirely wrong. I mean, you can just talk about whatever you are good at. So, I don't know, whatever little shit you're working with. Sorry, but you know, whatever children you're working with at the moment, whatever they're doing. I think we're not gonna make money anymore. I don't think I'm gonna be able to build any more rides. So I'm just gonna hire a ton of entertainers and hope that this is enough to get to the goal in time. And if it is, that'll be real nice. But from now on, we will be broke. We'll finally have clean paths as well. Is it even worth hiring a guard? I mean, it can prevent vandalism, but your money is better spent just... Holy crap, the mechanics were behind. Your money is better spent just getting more handymen to keep paths clean, because only dirty paths can turn unhappy guests into vandals. It's when they basically make a very stable whirlpool, all laminar flow, etc. And preferably with a superfluid. The funnel shape of the whirlpool comes from a hole in the surface through the water, through which waves cannot travel, akin to how a black hole in space-time through which waves cannot travel. Oh, that makes sense. Because, yeah, there's no water in the middle of the whirlpool. I was not sarcastic, but that makes sense, by the way. I realized it sounded a bit sarcastic, but it does make sense. I'm guessing it's also cheaper just to buy a new bench or trash can. I mean, they're about like 4 or 5. A guard is 60 a month, so yeah, if you're doing like 15 or so a month, then or less, 3 and 5. So on average 4. So yeah, you're doing like 15 replacements a month or less per security guard. It's cheaper to just replace. I think it shouldn't be surprising, by the way, that I kind of know a little bit about this stuff and how that all works, because the way, the stuff I do in my videos. Okay, right now, by the way, we don't have much to do, other than just hope for the best. So let's fast forward. Yeah, I think it's going way too slow, actually. Well, maybe we'll get there in time. No, you know what? No, it's easily going fast enough, actually. What is our soft guest cap? $24.10. So yeah, way lower than the number of guests. Now we'll easily make it. Well, no, not easily. Just 100 more. Come on. There we go. 3,000 guests. And we do have more than 3 months to spare. And I played quite badly. Building way too expensive rides. had to get rid of like 500-600 guests at some point. And even if I did not use like the duplicated ride types with different trains, I think we could have still made it if I didn't have to get rid of the guests. Yeah, we're kind of in debt. Severely. That weekly profit though. Ground guest 13. Let's see if they're still around. They're not. 12 and 14 are though. But yeah, every month we spend 9,032 bucks on staff. Drink some water. Good idea. Nice. Okay, with this basically being done, I want to show you something I've been working on. It's something related to speed skating, of course it is. I'm not sure how many of you will know what it's kind of about, but I want to show it because I'm goddamn proud of it. And for those who follow it a bit, might be able to relate. So, this, shouldn't you drown guest 12 first? Oh, you're right. Oops. You know, with how often I quickly forget about that kind of stuff, sometimes I think I might have ADHD. But I'm diagnosed with autism, Asperger's, so close enough. Anyway, this is a statistic I've been working on. Now, this might seem a bit overwhelming. Especially if you have no idea what this is. Basically, what happens in a season of speed skating, is long track speed skating. These are the competitions of this season. It starts with World Cup 1, which was in Obihiro, Japanese city with an ice rink. World Cup 2, Beijing. I mean, you've probably heard of that one. World Cup 3, Stavanger, city in Norway. World Cup 4, Tomaszów Mazowiecki in Poland, and so on. They're all different ice rinks. And every ice rink has a track record. For example, these are the track records on the men's 500 meter. You start with Salt Lake City, it's the fastest track in the world, in America. Because it's at 1400 meters in height, and the higher you get, the less air resistance, so the faster you go. Calgary, also very high. Urumqi, even higher than Salt Lake. And then the first low altitude rink, Heerenveen, in the Netherlands. So you're like, alright, these are the track record holders. Jordan Stolz, very new skater. Pavel Klishnikov, world record holder. Ting Gao, Olympic champion. Alright, see ya, Hoover. But you can also think, what is kind of the fastest every skater has been on every track? For example, Jordan Stolz has skated in Salt Lake City with a time of 33.96 seconds. So that's kind of his personal track record on there. And then this statistic basically asks, if you look at the 10 fastest personal track records, who is the best skater? If you take the average. And Tatsuya Shinhama, Japanese skater, has skated a 33.79 in Salt Lake City, 34.07 in Heerenveen, 34.17 in Calgary, and so on. And if you take the average of that, you get a 34.31. And out of all the skaters, he is the fastest. Now Pavel Klishnikov has a faster personal best. It's the world record. 33.61. But if you go a bit down, if you go to like his 8th fastest track, his 9th, they're slower than Shinhama's. That's why Shinhama wins. And Jordan Stolz is very fast if you look at the top 5. But he has not been fast enough on enough different tracks yet to go to number 1. He's only 19, so yeah, it'll take a while. And you can do this for all the other distances as well. Jordan Stolz does have the first place on the 1000 meters already. And then you can also do this through the years. So for example, these are the ones after 2017-2018 season. And I did this all the way back to 2005-2006. And there you can see a very nice progression in the times, right? You can do lots of statistical analysis on this. Here you can see the fastest back here was Jeremy Waterspoon. With, you know, 34.3, 34.4 seconds. And then his 10th ring was 35.2. If you compare that to today, a lot faster. And you can see the development in times. And of course I have done that for the women's as well. Here you see the women's 37.28 from Man Li Wang after 2006, fastest skater. And 37.8, 37.8 again, you know, 38.1. But her fastest track was 37.28 and the world record right here, 37.22. If you go to today, which is 18 years later, then you see that now Kodaira is the fastest, and her 10th fastest track is faster than the fastest of the best 18 years ago. So there's a lot of progression. And the neat thing is, this kind of looks at which skater not only has just skated fast once, but skated fast on a lot of different tracks over several different seasons. So you kind of get the best skater over time. And it's a really neat statistic, and I think it looks really nice with all the flags. It's kind of colorful. And I hope at least one of you finds this at least somewhat interesting. Yeah, you can see Irene Wust, very famous Dutch speed skater. On the 1500 meters, very, very fast. Martina Zablikova, Czech speed skater. Some of you Dutchies will have heard of her. And this has kind of been a passion project of me again lately. With these statistics, working this all out. Yeah, it's so much fun. And I'll be continuing on this after the stream ends. Anyway. That's enough from me about rambling about speed skating statistics, which most of you don't give a crap about. But I'm proud of it. We completed Amity Airfield with, I mean, sort of no duplicates. But also no ads. And without playing very optimally, I might add. I do wonder, what kind of coasters have we gotten? We got the multi-dim, which we can't really afford. I think that's all we got. And then stalls. We got sunglasses. And hot dog. No, we already had hot dog. Oh, I got ice cream cone, pizza. Yeah, I think that's it. Got so many different stalls available. I like hearing you talking about and explaining it. I guess, but the thing is, while I did that whole thing, I did not get a single chat message about it. And even though I know some of you will, and you know, you say that you listen to me talking about it, and you like that, and you know, I believe you, of course. But if I don't get any single response, then as a streamer, that's not really encouraging, right? Even though you know logically that some people are enjoying it, you know, you still have 130, 140 viewers. But at the same time, you're not getting any kind of response. Which I do get when I'm playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. I wonder what the inflation supply rate is in that world, since the roller coasters are only thousands of dollars, yet guests are willing to spend $10 a pop on a ride. Well, there's also the thing that They stay in the park for years. I mean, we have some very old guests still in the park. Literally guest number 3. Been in the park for 4 hours and 1 minute, which is not accurate. I mean, it's kind of Roller Coaster Tycoon time, which is different from real time. Which is different from in-game time. There are 3 different timers going on here, right? You have in-game time, which is nearly 4 years have passed. Then you have real time, which is however long I've been live. I've been playing this park. And then you also have Roller Coaster Tycoon time, which is slightly different from real time. It's 20% different, because Roller Coaster Tycoon calculates the time wrong. It thinks there are 32 times in 32 ticks in a second, but there are 40. So if you have something that takes, say, 3,200 ticks, that is, 3,200 divided by 40 is 80 seconds. Roller Coaster Tycoon thinks 100 seconds. So, if you have your ride here, and it says a ride duration of 1 minute 40 seconds, it's not what it says here, but just imagine, it's actually only 1 minute and 20 seconds in real time. And that's also why the customers per hour is wrong. Because this is based, I believe, on the same, 5-minute stuff, but the 5 minutes are not actually 5 minutes. Something like that. And all those kind of internal calculations, calculations for time, are just wrong. 2 hours 26 minutes? No. It's actually 20% less. So this is 146 minutes. So that's about 29 minutes less. So it's about 1 hour and 57 minutes. Which seems wrong, because I've only been live for 2 hours and 11 minutes, and this gets 1704. But remember, I've sped up a lot. So, real time. I mean, there's also that. There's also that kind of real time, which we see here. I've been doing this scenario for 2 hours and 3 minutes. But the sort of scenario in real time is nearly 4 years. Which is about 3.5 hours. Are you sure about those calculations? It's easy to just multiply 3600 seconds by 40 Hz to get the many ticks you need per hour. I mean, I know that the game calculates it wrong. Let's time it. Let's time it. So we have this thing here. That's the one with one car, so that it doesn't get influenced by it. Let's time this one. I'll have a stopwatch. And as soon as it starts moving, I'll start timing. Currently boarding, that doesn't count. Alright, I've started the timer. How long does it take to drown a guest in game time? I mean, if they're very tired and nauseous, it may take over a day. A day is only about 13.5 seconds. Okay, and stop. Okay, I got 28.3 seconds. 35. Well, take 20% away, you get to 28. So, the calculation is correct. It holds. And that's because, the game kind of calculates a lot of stuff in ticks. So it just, for internal calculations, they're kind of consistent. But for a lot of these outward displayed numbers, there's a bug that it thinks that there are 40 ticks in a second. It just halves the number of ticks that however long the ride takes, and it divides it by 40 to give you the number of seconds. But that's wrong. It should divide it by... Sorry, it divides it by 32, but it should divide by 40. And that's why it gets a wrong number. So it's been on there for 3 days almost. Actually a little more than 2. Because a day is 13 seconds and it was only about... Well, I mean, we're in October, so... Well, we were in September, I think, where a day is 13.65 seconds. In October, it's only 13.21 seconds. And it was 28 seconds. Sounds like a bug. Oh, yes. Very much a bug. This is a vanilla bug. Been in the game for absolutely ages. I mean, literally since 2002. Probably 1999. Probably an RST1 bug as well. I first discovered this, actually, when I... Gotta save this. It's called... That. Okay, now that's wrong. I'm not sure if I have saved that, but... Okay, that was, in this place, was a sort of long roller coaster. It's not this one, but let's see if maybe I've saved it under like a different name for the video I did on it. I think, yeah, it was this coaster. No, it wasn't. Hang on, that's wrong. Ah, there we go. This is the correct one. It's this red one. This red Giga Coaster. It's one, you know, at the time was the longest 10x10 coaster I'd ever built. It has a ride time, according to the game, of 8 minutes and 23 seconds. I posted it on Reddit at the time, it was like 2016, 2017. And someone asked me, hey, can you record it going? Now, I had no idea how to do a screen recording, so I recorded it with my phone watching the screen. And... when I was done, the video was like 6.5 minutes long, even though it says 8 minutes 23 seconds here. I was like, hang on, there's something wrong there. Does that video still exist on my YouTube channel? It's definitely not listed. Let's see if it's either unlisted or private. Let's see, visibility, let's go for unlisted and private. Might have deleted it, but might also still exist. No, it still exists. There you go. The video quality, though. Is very much unlisted. Does it have a comment? No, it doesn't. It was uploaded on January 10th, 2017. I don't know why Chris Sawyer would use 40 Hz in one place but 60 Hz in another. 60 Hz is the de facto standard refresh rate, but it should still calculate in-game ticks, not VSyncs. But where do you get the 60 from? Because 40 Hz is just the tick rate, but it uses 32. You've shown us the URL so we can find it. I mean, that's fine. Do you see the light blue coaster on the background? That was also present in the first save file I tried to find it in, called Challenger Deep. Because I originally built it in there. But apparently it's no longer saved. Be the first like? Too late. I'm the first like. But yeah, this was very old. This is the park, by the way, I made for the timeline of the longest 10x10 coaster. Look at that. The reason there's a gap between these is that this one was a long time ago. It's like 2010 or so. And these were much closer together. Actually, this one wasn't. This one was... No, I think these are alright. 32. Yeah, Let me see if I can find it in the code. Because I actually did check the code for it at some point. So duration, I don't know what the function is called or anything. I mean, it should probably be in some kind of write, in like one of the write functions, right? Hang on. So, source code. Let's go to write. And it should be somewhere here, I think. Length. That's queue length. Or maybe it's just in a display thing, right? Do you wanted to fix it yourself? I've no idea how. I've never made a PR. Yeah, I guess it would be right window now that I think about it. Where would I find that? Windows? No, that's for the operating system Windows. Where would that be? UI, of course. Probably not. Maybe in RST2? No. Open RST2 UI. Windows. Right. Okay, duration is not a thing. That's length. Time is waiting time. So all waiting time. All waiting time, waiting time. More. It's a dodgems thing. It's a maintenance thing. Downtime. A lot of stuff with time. Right time. Found it. Should have something. I mean, I'm not that great at reading the code, to be honest. Oh, and we got get segment time as well. Okay, string write time. How does it calculate string write time? Okay, I don't really know how this works, but somewhere here or somewhere there's some other function that calculates the segment time or whatever. There's got to be some thing that, you know, that does it with divided by 32 or something. Either way, it thinks there are 32 ticks in a second when there are, in reality, 40. And that's also, for a long time, I thought that the tick 180, the 180 tick update was every 4 seconds. Because that would be true if it was every 32 ticks, but there are 40 ticks in a second, so it's only every 3.2 seconds. And that's kind of how that goes wrong. I don't know if it was intended to be 4 seconds. Might have been. But it is 3.2. Alright, this scenario is completed. Let's have a little bit of fun looking through random old save files. Alright, which one would you guys like to see? Any one of these. Binary adder. Stinky lake. Another vote for Stinky Lake. I mean, we'll go through all the ones you say, but I'll leave it up for a little bit so you can go for a few and then we'll go through those. Alright, so let's find binary adder. There we go. I did not make this, so I don't know exactly how it works. But the idea is basically that this is an adder. I don't know. This is C out. This is the sum. This is C in, A, B. I don't know how this works. But someone made, I think, a binary adder in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. An OR gate, an AND gate, an AND gate, an OR gate, an AND gate, an OR gate, an AND gate. And it's kind of complicated. But I kind of get... At some point I knew how this worked, because I was kind of into that as well, which, that was a little bit after the old calculator stuff. I was doing a lot of AND and OR gate stuff, and, I experimented with those kind of gates myself as well. But then I kind of forwent that in and did other stuff. I haven't faffed with stuff like this for a long time. So, yeah, I wouldn't know how this works. I mean, I could probably find the old Reddit post about it where I got this from. Okay, someone wanted to see Stinky Lake. I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's supposed to... I mean, it's got the dash, right? Which means I most likely got it through Discord. Because if you put a space in your park and Spark name, you upload it to Discord, it replaces the spaces with underscores. So most likely this was sent to me by someone... probably Max, on Discord. I mean, what did you expect? Really? What did you expect? Max made this color palette. Oh, hi, this is actually an extension of Forest Frontiers. I can't guarantee this is Max, but he made the color palette and I got it via Discord. The evidence is mounting. Okay, someone wanted to see... Cursed Reverse Freefall. Pretty sure I just built... I might have just built this for... Yeah, no, I don't know what I built this for, but oh! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I did not expect that second bit. That's a good gag. That's a really good gag. I like that it kind of goes, half a tile more inwards to be on the observation tower. But, that kind of stuff I kind of expected because I saw the observation tower. But I didn't expect it going a different way when going back down. So that's funny. Alright, someone also wanted to see wood chip comp. There we go. It's a comparison between wood chip and cork chip. And was, I think, for the corkscrew overview. Or for the wood chip or for the wooden coaster overview. Either of the two. Either way, it was, I think, to show that the wooden coaster has much higher stats, or that the corkscrew coaster has low stats. One of the two. I don't know which. But yeah, as you can see, the wooden coaster... Honestly, I think it might have been for the wooden coaster to be like, hey, the wooden coaster will naturally just have good stats. And you can charge a ton for it. But it might have also been for the corkscrew, be like, hey, the corkscrew has naturally low stats. I don't know. And the corkscrew is on the right, so probably about the corkscrew? I can't say for sure. I don't think yeah, I think it's corkscrew. Yeah, exactly, I think so as well. It's about 15 meters longer. Yeah, that's got to do with the trains in the station or not. Because if there are two trains in the station, it will stop earlier in the station and have a shorter length. Alright, which would you like to say? Pick any of these save files. Simfox Hollybrook. That's one I did not make. Alright. I'll go through all of them. Our first one is actually GTS 36. Oh, we can actually do that one. GTS stands for Guess Those Stats. So, that's a competition I used to host. A little game. Back in the day, like 2017, 2018. Guess the stats of this bobsled coaster. I challenge the excitement, the intensity, and the nausea rating. Whoever has the smallest difference, smallest deviance in total, wins. And that's how we used to host the game. Okay, we got a few guesses in. So let's check. Because I have no idea. I don't remember. This was like 6, 7 years ago. I'm going to guess as well. I'm going to say 6.7. 8.1. 6.7. Well, I got that wrong. Shows how washed up I am in terms of guessing stats. 6.1, 6.4, 5.8. It does have really low G's, like only 2.7 or 2. Nice. Positive vertical G's. Minus 0.1 negative. I mean, you can't go much lower, otherwise it'll crash. And only 1.39 laterals. Who was closest? I think that might be Xag. Or perhaps Jesus, I want pizza. I think you might be a little bit closer actually. Although your excitement rating is quite far off. Alright, what were the others? Simfox Hollybrook. That was made by Simfox, surprisingly. This is 6. There we go. On April 1st, 2019. And... oh, I remember this. I remember this park. It's boring. Like, great job on all the buildings. Like, well done, but... this is a boring park. There's nothing going on. I think that might have been... because this was, I think, for a competition called Defunct. And I think that might have been the idea here. I think You know, everyone I think had to create like a town and not use any rides. So I think he very much did well given those constrictions. But yeah, it's just a boring build. You know, sure, it looks nice, but it's very much not my style. I'm sure some people, you know, New Element like folks, love this and find the stuff I do boring, which is fair. You know, we all like different stuff. But I'm not a fan. That said, I do kind of like this. But yeah, a lot of custom stuff here as well. I remember one of those gimmick parks that was completely different depending on the angle. Oh, you mean... I mean, it's not completely different, but somewhat different. This one. To-do, ba-do. Oh my god, it's white. I made a video about this one. And the funny thing is, you know, you start in the spring, then you rotate to the summer, and most people will not notice that anything is wrong. I didn't when I first saw it, when I first opened it. The coaster is a different color, there's some other things a little bit different. The backs of the buildings are suddenly not there, so you can look inside them. But you won't notice that, it's similar enough. Even in autumn, I did not immediately notice a difference. Even though it's bloody autumn, the coaster is suddenly pink instead of like a yellowish or green or whatever it was. I did not notice a difference. But then, like, yeah, everyone notices this. I think that's a very strong bit. Because you don't notice it on the summer or the spring, and this, you know, the first time definitely not. Second time maybe. Third time rotating, you're like, oh my god, that's suddenly white. So let's remove all the scenery. Yeah. It's really quite simple. It's just built 4 times. There's not much more to it. And to make the other stuff invisible, you got like black walls. Let's see if I can find them. No, it's not this. There you go. You know, you can just build these. And then it becomes just like the background. And that was like, you know, cross off these walls in the middle to obscure the other things from view. And that's how it works. Alright, which others did we get? Mario theme. Now that's a really cool project that I never finished or even really got very far at. Does this still work? Let's have a little look. You might want to turn your sound up for this. Okay, are they all in test mode? No, we got still quite a few. Okay. And then let's see if this works. Oh, yeah, there were notes on the other side. Those I forgot. Twister Roller Coaster 1. Apparently we had some. Yeah, that one's fine. Alright, let's have a little listen. Let's just save it. Mario team. Okay, this definitely doesn't work. It's definitely completely out of time. Basically, the idea of this is that you hear the Mario theme and I make it from different notes. Different, you know, if a coaster goes faster or slower, it will make a higher or lower sound. And you can make music with that. Let's try again. You can hear it a little bit, right? I mean, doesn't go further than that, but the notes are out of time, and I'm not sure how to fix it, of course, because it's years since I worked on this. But that's the idea. And I wanted to kind of do the whole Mario theme. The problem was at some point that I started too high and I couldn't get to the higher note. That note was too high, and at that point the sound would overflow to the low note again. But that was the idea. Trying to do the Mario theme with this sound. And you can kind of see how it works. But I never finished it. It's of course a shit ton of work. It doesn't sound very good. But yeah, you can technically do it, I guess. And I've done, I think, some more experiments with this at some point. I'm not sure what they were exactly about. Yeah, I've done so many random crap like this. Like right now, I'm focusing mostly on just completing scenarios in different ways, or, you know, exploiting the game in some way. Back in this time, 2016, 17, 18, I was a lot more about the more like high concept stuff. You know, building the longest coaster, getting the highest excitement, which is not really high concept, but also, you know, building a calculator, building a ride where you can choose which excitement rating you get by taking a different exit, or having building a typewriter, building the Mario theme here. I used to do a lot of those kind of projects. Some of those never went anywhere, like the typewriter. Some of them, like a number swapper, did work. And now I don't do that much anymore. But I really like the way that I'm exploiting the game right now. Okay, there was one more that people wanted to see. Hearts line over 100 excitement. Was it actually called hearts line, or did you just translate hardline into a hearts line? Well, let's see. Yeah, I know, you translated it. Well, you still got the typewriter save. No, because that never went anywhere. I mean, I might still have the save, but there's not much in it. This thing has 294 excitement. Because the right overflow and that kind of stuff, you know, it's only 5 seconds long. Ooh! Average speed of 102,000 kilometers. Ooh! And then you get somehow these excitement ratings from there. Yeah, that's stuff I used to do as well. It's not that exciting now, is it? It's one little stat. And honestly, exploiting the mechanics also makes for much better YouTube videos. You know, I'll be like, ooh, this glitch. And I'll be like, ooh, 296 excitement. Okay, that's kind of boring. Nothing much happens. It's not really useful for much. So the exploits are much more fun. Let's see if I got the typewriter save. I do. Yeah, there's not much in it, but I kind of attempted to be like that you could type any of the 26 letters. Honestly, I know how to do that now. Not like this. But I tried. Yeah, I can do that now. I can build a typewriter. With a different kind of way. Yeah, I got some weird ends that I think I just built there because I hadn't connected them yet. I didn't want it to crash. I don't know. This is many years ago. That would be awesome as a video. Yeah, I guess. Would kind of work. I can do that. It's just a shit ton of work, really. I can build a typewriter. You know, I can also build Scrabble, I think. The typewriter, I kind of finished building Scrabble, except for the randomization part. The typewriter, you don't need the randomization bit. So it's much easier. Anyway, that's it for the save files. This is the main thing we did tonight. Amity Airfield with no duplicates and no ads. Recently discovered your YouTube channel. It's my new favorite thing to binge watch. Well, welcome to my channel forum. Scrabble. Yeah, that's a project I never finished. I might still get back to that, but I think redoing it might be quicker. In a different, better way now. Anyway. Let's see who I can raid. Oh, a lot of people. Techno Fuzzy's online and Natty's online. I'm gonna raid Natty. I really like Natty. She's playing some custom scenario. Alright. Give her a raid. Give her a wonderful raid message. Say hi to her. We all love her. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you. Bye-bye. Good night.